Guys, real quick, just a little trigger warning for this episode. We talk about some disturbing stuff, I guess specifically related to kind of some sexual abuse involving minors. So if that's not something that you feel like listening to, just wanted to let everybody know that does get discussed at some point in this episode. So otherwise, happy listening. And that's all.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
Lynchy, lynchy, lynch. Lynchy, lynchy, lynch. Hi-ho the Dario. Lynchy, lynchy, lynch.
And welcome back to another episode of Oops, the Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Oops, the Podcast. I know there's a lot going on in your life right now.
But now you get to spend 45 minutes to an hour with us.
Something around that.
Where we get to take you away from whatever that is or who it is that is keeping you from whatever you need to do. Welcome.
There are miracles that are about to happen.
And there are tragedies right around the corner.
Welcome back, everybody. Lynch, that was a great little impromptu set. We did not talk about that beforehand. They call that improv, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Hey. Welcome back to the show, guys. Gallerati, Lynch, we're here. We're doing it. December 13th, New York Comedy Club, Stamford, Connecticut. Lynch will be in the building with me. We're very excited for that show. It should be great. And come on out. That's my last road show of the year. I'm working on some stuff for the new year, so hopefully I'll have some of those soon. We'll get out there in a city near you, folks.
Yeah, I'm excited for Stamford. I'm also going to be performing this weekend, starting on Thursday in Jersey City, as well as 2 shows on Friday the 8th, the following day. So check out my Instagram at Ryan is Really Polite for any updates. I'd love to see you guys there. That'd be fabulous.
Come on down to Chinatown. So anyway, Lynch, we're back in the mix. We got a funny message. I kind of want to lead off with this because it's just like classic, and I relate to it. I've been in this situation before. Lynch is going in blind here. I don't think he's seen this yet. And if you have, I don't know. You can do whatever you want.
We'll see if I tell you whether or not I heard it.
Okay, so this is it. Guys, what do? Then 2 laughter emojis. On Friday at work, one of the directors at the company I work for had a box of chocolates, and whilst she was off last Friday, me and my colleague decided to open them and quite literally scoff the whole tub. We planned to replace them, and obviously we forgot. Great employees. The director has gone in and seen that we've gone into her office and taken the box of chocolates. More laughter emojis. We're going to be interrogated tomorrow, according to another member of the staff. For context, there are no cameras in the office, so no proof it's us, but it's quite obvious it's us, as we were the only ones in the office. Apart from the other members of the staff in other rooms, but they also pop by the office sometimes. Okay. Do we lie and say we have no idea or come clean? It's only a box of chocolates, but I just can't be arsed with the hassle. That's a tough one, honestly.
You must tell the truth.
You must tell the truth.
You must tell the truth in this situation because I don't know how long you've been there, but if it's a small office and a small squad, trust is fundamental.
Totally.
And whether it's stealing pieces of disgusting milk chocolate from your boss's desk or lying about Q3 earnings, you need to be truthful because they won't be able to rely on you. And I think you should rescind the laughing emojis because you did something wrong and you're getting interrogated for it. So this isn't really something to laugh about, in my opinion.
Please send us an update. I'm curious to see what happens to this. I think I agree with Lynch, though. Like, stealing the chocolates is not a big deal. It's obviously like weird and awkward, but the move is to just like attack it and put it past you, because lying and having them have a firm suspicion that it was you potentially just questions your character and thus your sort of future wherever you are. Now, it's kind of unclear what this job is. If it's, like not a career job per se, you know what I mean? Then maybe it's less sort of dramatic in that you could maybe, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? If you don't give a shit about this job, you don't see yourself being here long, etc. But yeah, it's not worth it to lie. I think you can literally just be like, hey, we ate the chocolate. We were starving. It's like weird that we did that. We fully intended to replace it. We sort of were delayed on that. Actually, now that I'm saying this out loud, this is not sounding good.
No.
What should they say?
I think you should, before you get interrogated, get ahead of it and replace the chocolates.
But what do you say? What do you say when you get ahead of it?
Just say, hey, while you were gone, we ate the chocolates. It was messed up. We were hungry.
Let's do a role play.
Okay, you the boss?
Yeah. Oh, hey Ryan, what's up? Come step into my office.
Hey, how was your time out of the office?
It was good. It was good. Just need that extra day, but now I'm ready to rip it. Yeah.
Yeah, us too. We missed you. Before we head into this Zoom call, I just gotta let you know, we saw the box of chocolates on your desk, and I'm sorry, we ate them. And we will replace them and buy you lunch. But that was kind of weird. We did that. We didn't think about telling you or asking you, and we did it, and I'm sorry. And we're supposed to have chocolates to replace them today, and we didn't do it. But I just want to let you know we did that, and I'm sorry.
You just came into my office and just took the chocolates off the desk?
We did. We were dropping off the contract on your desk. I saw the chocolates. We were hungry, and I ate them. And that's not right. Like, Julia, I'm sorry. Like, that wasn't right, but I don't want you to open up that box and be like, what the heck just happened? And
oh, no, I saw that they were gone.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad. I just wanted you to know from me. I just walked in. It's the first thing I want to do before I open up my laptop. So I'm sorry about that. We'll get chocolate for you and some. So
okay. Well, I look forward to the chocolates for sure.
Yeah,
Ryan.
Good.
All right. Well, thanks.
Okay. Are we cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just got to sort of wrap my head around this for a little bit. It's like weird. And, it's not a big deal that it's chocolates. It's just like, it's just, you came in the office, you didn't replace them. I noticed they were gone. I was asking. It was kind of weird. And it's just sort of like weird,
No, I get it. And I'm sorry. That's all I can say right now. If I ever make a mistake, I want to just get ahead of it. And I can't go back, but
right.
I will replace them and I will make it up to you some way. So at least can continue having a great relationship. I love working for you. And
I like that.
I know it's just chocolates, but it's telling, and that I feel awful about it, Giulio.
Okay.
So
I
I'm sorry, but I understand. I did what I did. Got to live with that.
Mm-hmm.
I will. We got to hop on the Zoom call, so I'll go.
Yeah.
And
we should do that.
you let me know what you want for lunch or from Starbucks.
I appreciate that.
That's on me. That's a big sorry.
I appreciate that. Also, I guess what they say is true, Ryan.
What is that, Giulio?
Life really is like a box of chocolates.
You never know what you're gonna get.
You don't.
Okay. All right. I will see you on the Zoom call.
Okay.
I walked out of that not feeling good about my job security.
Dude, I felt uncomfortable. That wasn't even real.
I didn't feel good about my job security walking out. A little lie is a lie. A lie is a lie, no matter how big or small, no matter the severity. Like you should. I came at that the best way I thought to go about it in that situation, which is just humility after humility after humility, and that wasn't enough to just completely wipe the slate clean for Giulio. So,
you did well, though. You did well.
Thank you. But that goes to show, though, I don't think like an apology fixes that right away. It's a weird thing to do.
So I actually, being the boss in that moment, I actually thought about what you could have done to make it better.
Okay.
I think when you have that convo, you need to arrive with chocolates, with the exact chocolates, and then some, like 5 boxes of them, of the exact chocolates, and be like, hey, we ate these. Then be like, we ordered them and they got delayed for some reason. So that's why they weren't just here.
Yeah.
We were starving. We were working late, whatever. And I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I was, for the sake of the exercise, sort of less cool than the boss could have been, just so we could, because there is something weird about some shit like that. You know what I mean? And granted, being honest is the move, and it's innocent, but you're in the office, like, and I think also an important detail is like, how weird is it that you were in the office? Because that was good. You're like, we dropped off the contract, which tracks, and there's just this box of chocolates sitting right there. He's gone for the weekend. It was just, let's go ahead and have a
Peekaboo.
Let's have a little, caramels in this one. Oh, you got the maraschino cherry one? Make out
Coconut.
with me. Make out with me. I want to taste that cherry.
Coconut.
Make out with me. So anyway,
You deserve to sweat a little bit.
Yeah.
You deserve to sweat a little bit. Too many emojis make me believe that you think it's a joke, and probably nothing will happen, but something could, and so you just be prepared for that. I don't think this is as silly of a message as you might be making it out to be, or maybe you're trying to cope with it. But we gotta give you the truth.
Yeah,
we can't just read every email and be like, well, everything's gonna be okay.
That's right. It's
Can't
not
do
going to
that.
be okay.
It's gonna be terrible.
It's not going to be okay. And I don't know about you, for the holiday season, one of my favorite things to do is get in my nice comfy clothes, go down by the tree, look at all the presents, hang around, sit by the fire, hot chocolate, all that good stuff.
Chocolate.
And you want to do that in comfort, man. And that's why I think this holiday season, and as it starts to get a little bit colder, MeUndies is your one-stop shop for all loungewear, whether it be hoodies, onesies, anything comfortable. Like, they got you covered, and they'll have you fashionable and comfortable. If it's anything like the underwear, and I'm excited to try some out, it's going to be amazing. My favorite product, personally, the classic boxer brief. This one is black. It's kind of my go-to. And my entire underwear drawer is filled with these. This is the only underwear that I wear. Great for every season. Keeps you cool in the summer. Warms you up in the winter. Really nice and adaptable and comfy and stylish. But pumped to try some of this loungewear, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited to get my hands on their joggers.
Hell yeah.
That's giving comfortable.
It sure is.
That's giving holiday season comfort right there.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited about that. Kick off lounge season with MeUndies and get 20% off your first order plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/OopsPodcast. Enter promo code OopsPodcast. That's MeUndies.com/OopsPodcast. Code OopsPodcast for 20% off plus free shipping. MeUndies, comfort from the outside in.
And Lynch and I just got finished watching another horror movie in our new tradition of watching horror movies before noon.
Yeah.
And that was a fun time, Lynch. I had a nice time with you.
Mortifying mornings.
Mortifying Mornings. We watched The Orphan, which is a slightly lighter watch. It's fun. It's funny. I would say it's still pretty scary and creepy. I enjoyed the twist, and I find it to be sort of like a campy classic, but that's like solid.
Couldn't make a decision on whether or not this girl was a demon or just a bad girl.
Lynch does a great job at sort of predicting. So he made a great prediction based on some stuff that was happening in the movie. And I really appreciate when they set up something that's going to happen in a way that is not obvious. And the thing that you predicted, I don't think was obvious. I think you're just like good. You're good at what you do. Like, you've seen enough horror movies, you know what's going on.
Movie watcher.
But a lot of the times things will happen and you're like, okay, like that's going to be a thing in this movie. Even like the nut allergy in the last one we watched, like I immediately was like, okay, that's going to be like really crucial. The way that it was crucial was good though. And even in this one, like the way that like the booze kind of like loops in to kind of like destroy her character. Like, I didn't think that was that obvious. So anyway, we got some announcements, guys, for the show. A couple things. First of all, it's looking like my special is probably going to be released early next year. Still figuring out exactly where. But that is going to happen, I would say, probably in February or March. I'm going to be traveling a lot of January. I want to make sure that I can be in the city to kind of like appropriately pump it and get everybody watch it and all that shit. So looking forward to that. That's going to be sweet. Also, thank you to everybody who voted for me in the Anthem Awards. I know if you DM'd me over the past couple weeks, you know that I likely tried to get you to vote for me as well. And it's actually funny. So there was this voting. So I guess the way it works, there's like first, second, and third place in every category. And then there's this like community award as well. So there's like 4 opportunities to get awards. And even though, the community award is just the person who was able to get the most people to vote for them, like I still think it'll be a good look for me just because of like the other people who were in these awards. It was like no small shop individuals. It was all like big production companies like NBC Universal, and like RuPaul had a project in there, T-Pain, like Selena Gomez, like all these big people. So like, I think it would be good for my operation to like say that I've won an Anthem Award.
Did you come in first place?
So this is the interesting thing. So there is now, they're announcing it on November 19th. I don't know if that means to the people who are in the competition or publicly or whatever. Going into the final day, okay, I was leading by 16 percentage points, which is a lot at that point. So like at the most I had 40% of the vote. Toward the end, I got down to like 27%. That was the final thing. And the person behind me was at 11%. And it took sort of quite a few votes toward the end to move that percentage needle in any direction. So I went into the final 24 hours with a massive lead. But for the final 24 hours, they turn off the percentages because they're like, we want to make it more exciting. So I'm like, great. That is more exciting unless I end up somehow not winning.
Mm-hmm.
If that were to happen, I'm going to cry bloody murder because there's no chance that anybody caught up to me. And if they did, it's rigged. There's no reason for me to suspect that.
No, that makes things really interesting.
I know.
And like, they were really playing God there.
Yeah.
With your emotions. I will say there is a chance that one of these bigger companies sent out a mass email and they're requesting all thousands of employees to spend 10 seconds to vote. So sorry for planting that seed, but
this is the only thing. So why wouldn't they have done that for the previous 2 weeks? Right out of the gate. Or at some point, wouldn't you want to? Because I put it pretty far out of reach.
Yeah.
So like at that point, you're going in blind. You don't know how many votes you need. And like you've been, because a couple of these things, they were like, they'd go up a percentage point and then I would like even text every single person I know and get the percentage point back. That was sort of how I was operating. It was really taking up a lot of my time and effort for a couple of weeks. So support small projects. Hopefully this works out. Cool to be selected for the finals either way. And this is all for the Afghanistan project, specifically the final episode, which is episode 4, Hope. And that is on our YouTube channel. And the whole project is on my YouTube channel, which please subscribe to, not Julio, on YouTube. If you just search for my name, it'll pull up whatever. But the Afghanistan piece is living there as a one-off as well. Like all 5 episodes are combined. But so the current update with all that is we are building a library. I have some of the progress photos. They're looking amazing. Have I showed you any of these, Lynch?
You mentioned it, but did not show me any photos.
This has all come together in a couple months. I guess in Afghanistan, you don't need a ton of permits to build stuff. So that's a good thing.
That looks great, dude.
And we sort of like made sure to try to get it built before it got too cold for them to work on it. So it's almost done. Then we're going to get a bunch of books and figure that out. That's the next step. But, you know, anybody who's donated over the years, thank you, because it's going far. The school situation is still up and running. And to my knowledge, everything's going fairly smoothly. So thanks for your contributions.
Are people allowed to donate any type of book? Like out there, are there any restrictions on like certain literature?
So I don't think so, no. Not to my knowledge. If you had if there was some sort of like religious stuff, maybe that would be a problem. If it was like not, I don't know for sure though, but like just judging from the Taliban in the past, I think they've like realized that they don't need to exterminate every other religion, which is like how they were operating initially, like way back in the day in the 90s. But now I don't know, but I know that like math, science, history, whatever, history maybe is a tricky one, but like math, science, literacy, English, all that stuff's fine. So we just have to figure out getting the books is going to be hard, I think. So we're kind of going to, not hard, but like it will require some thought and work. It's not like straightforward. You know, Barnes and Noble in Afghanistan, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, so we're going to try to get our hands on some of that stuff and we'll see next steps.
That's amazing.
We'd love to see that.
If any, like, will you let people know how they could donate books if that is a thing in the future?
Yeah, but so I don't know. The books would have to be in Farsi or Dari or Pashto. I know Farsi, Dari are the same written; they're just pronounced differently.
Okay.
So I don't know. Like maybe, yeah. Like I need to like learn more about this. If anybody like knows about this kind of shit, definitely hit me up. I sort of am learning as I go with all steps of all this stuff. So in theory, people could donate books, and then if I knew people who were going, I could give them the books to give to the school. I just don't know about getting the books, but this is all starting to now come together. I'm sure I could like figure all this out. So hopefully they'll be able to get them there. If they can't, we'll figure something out. So that's that.
Nice.
So yeah, all solid stuff. Thanks, guys, again for your support. Yeah. Well, actually, what were you going to say? You have something?
No.
I want to go back to the chocolate thing. I forgot to add something. I've been in this situation before in a different context. My context was better than yours, but the family that I used to live with, if you guys have listened to the pod long enough, you know this. If not, I lived with a family who I'm very good friends with for 3, 4, 5 years in the city, in their house in the city. So as you can imagine, it's a pretty nice setup. And living at the house, like little awkward stuff would happen every once in a while. So one time I come downstairs and there's like food on the table in the kitchen, which is sort of a communal area. I didn't go into any place that I shouldn't have gone, but the food was prepared in a way as if it was finished. So whoever had eaten it, and now they're going to leave it out for the rest of the night and people can kind of pick at it if they want, and then it'll go in the fridge. Now, I maybe should have known better, like judging on what time of night it was and whatever, that maybe it wasn't for everybody or what the deal was, or maybe not everybody had started eating it yet, but I opened it and I had a few shrimp, maybe even more than a few, enough that it was obvious that there was some shrimp gone. I then walk out of the house. Hour and a half later, I get a text from the mom being like, by any chance, did you happen to like be in the kitchen and have some shrimp? Which is all just so awkward. Now, I think that there's a chance she wanted it to be me because maybe she didn't want the people who were working and their jobs it was to prepare the food to also then be eating the food before she ate the food. Like that wouldn't be professional of them. Maybe she was like, oh my God, was somebody in the house? Because it may have just even been me and her in the house and then some of the people who worked in the house also. So maybe she was freaked out. She's like, did somebody come in the house and like eat shrimp? So I immediately obviously have to come clean, but I send this like awkward message. It's like, hi, like, yes, like I ate the shrimp. Like, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that like it hadn't been, I'm like embarrassed. This is like embarrassing. And like, she like definitely didn't give me anything. I think she may have not even responded, or she might have hearted it, or like, she's like a woman in her whatever age, but like not a texter that knows how to be emotive. You know what I mean? The texts are very like straightforward.
Yeah.
In that age group, sometimes they can almost be brutal, and this isn't exclusive to her. It's like to all.
And they might not think anything of it when they say it.
Exactly.
It's strictly communicative.
And she would sort of like never. She maybe just like let it go. I don't know what she's thinking either. So like, it crushed me. I was crushed by it. Yeah. And anytime anything like that happened, I'd be crushed. Like one time I made a prank for my friend who lived in the house also, like who's like more around my age. And I printed out this like fake notice from his country club that he like owed money. So like it started off sounding really normal, and then it became clear that it was me fucking with him. And then it was it said like the beneficiary of the payment was me. And like I accidentally air printed it to his mom's printer. And then she read it out of context and was like, thought I was extorting him, dude. And he was like, Mom. But like, shame on me. I'm an idiot. Like, why am I pranking him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel your pain, and coming clean is the only option, even though it's potentially worse for you than it was for me.
They tuned out as soon as we stopped talking about it. They feel terrible. They're not listening to the podcast anymore.
They've unsubscribed.
They're gone.
No, dude.
They're no longer with us.
I think she realizes how funny this is. Hopefully.
I get the shame thing for sure.
Yeah.
And like the in your head and not knowing, like, so you never knew.
I never
you never found out.
She never was like, oh, like, don't worry about it at all. I just was like hoping there was nobody in the house. It's fine. And if I had brought it up to her, she might have been like, oh, it's fine. But like,
yeah,
I wasn't going to bring it up, and it was just like awkward. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There was, I feel terrible about this.
Get it off your chest.
My younger cousin, he's probably 24. Yeah, we got about 4.
Currently?
We probably got about like a 5. I think he's 23. We have a 5-year 24. My cousin's 24.
Final answer.
Wait, no, he's 30. No, he's, I got a 24-year-old cousin, but back in the day when I was in like middle school, he came for a sleepover to hang out with my little brother. They're around the same age. And recently our middle school principal was arrested for secretly recording. Yeah, this is bad. I feel bad about this.
What?
Secretly recording the boys basketball team showering at the high school that he worked at for his second job.
And you knew this guy?
I knew this. He was my principal in middle school.
Was he cool?
He was awesome.
Yeah.
Mr. Lott. You can look him up. Patrick Lott. You can look him up. His mugshot's right there. Great guy. He's a veteran, pedophile. And the whole town was shocked. The whole county was shocked. He was a big fixture in the whole community across many towns, and he was a pedophile.
Was that all he was doing though? Was recording the boys?
Yes.
And then did they like raided his house and found them all type shit?
Yeah.
Got it. How did they find out?
It's a good question.
Find the camera?
I think a student, one of the players found the camera, or somebody found the camera. And regardless, it was like tense, and it was weird and eerie, and like people would joke about it to cope with it, like, oh, Mr. Lott's gonna get you. It's just what we did. I'm a middle schooler.
It's fine.
And so my cousin comes to sleep over. I print out his mugshot, and before I went to bed, I cut it out and I taped it to the bottom of the toilet seat, so that when my brother or cousin or my sister, whoever it would be, I just wanted to get a laugh, went to the bathroom and opened up the lid.
There he is.
It's Mr. Lott.
Staring at your fucking, there he is again. Up to his old tricks.
And unfortunately, I wasn't targeting my cousin. It was just whoever was there. And I know my brother would have had a laugh. I know my sister would have had a laugh. It happened to be my cousin who didn't know who that guy was. Besides, that's a guy's mugshot staring at my pecker. And my cousin went home. He went to my parents and was like, I want to go home.
How old was he?
He's probably like 8.
I want to go home. How big was the mugshot printed out?
It was probably like
Okay.
probably like a, I don't know, 4x6.
It's so weird, especially since he didn't know what the fuck was going on, that he still had this like adverse reaction to it.
It was weird. It was a weird thing to do.
Prank gone wrong.
And so I didn't find out till the next day when my parents were like, "Hey, you like that was you, right?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Oh,
why?
You came clean.
And they
this
were
is
like,
the theme of the episode.
And they were like, they weren't mad at me because they knew that it wasn't trying to scar him. But I think I fucked him up.
You fucked him up.
I think I fucked up my cousin.
Did he ever figure out?
So that's the thing about
this is totally innocent fun.
That's the thing about this. Like, I never found out from my aunt or uncle like what their night turned into when he went home, and it was never brought up ever again. And I've seen them ever since. And it's just one of those things. Like, everything's great between us, but I am curious. Like,
You've never brought it up?
Never brought it up. I was young too. I was like 13, 12, 13. But it's one of those things that I never brought up, and we just pretended like it didn't happen. And I didn't get in trouble because I think my dad thought it was kind of funny.
Bro, it is funny, and it's not a big deal. So I hope you're not harboring any sort of guilt about this.
No, I'm just thinking of things that I'm shameful of.
Yeah. Well,
so actually, wait a minute. That's exactly.
You should not feel ashamed.
Yeah.
Hopefully this was cathartic for you.
Yeah.
Because yeah, dude, like that's a completely innocent gag. A good one at that.
A good old pedophile gag.
Dude, it's tragic what happened and that guy was doing that. But at the end of the day, it's okay to make light of it, especially in that capacity. And the kid didn't even fucking know what it was. I wonder if he even remembers that. I doubt he remembers that.
He either doesn't remember it at all, or it's like
Ruined
his whole complex.
Dude, like...
I'm okay. I'm not backtracking. It's all good. I don't think about it a lot.
Let's think about this, though. Like...
Let's think about it more.
Dude, if I just put a face of a man on the inside of the toilet seat in my apartment or something, and somebody happens to see it, it could be anybody. Even if it's a mugshot, like I don't get how that's traumatizing. Maybe when you're like a tiny little kid, like it can be, but he didn't even know about this guy.
Yeah.
And let's keep it that way.
Yeah. Sometimes I think that my aunt and uncle, who I love and we're tight with, I think they think I'm a monster. Because they know who that guy was. I don't know. I feel like right. Because no, like think about this. So my cousin comes to my dad and my mom and is like, I want to go home. And they say, why? And then they eventually find out why. I don't know how he communicated it, but my dad saw the taped photo of Patrick Lott on the bottom of the toilet seat. And so whether my cousin confesses to his parents what happened or my dad confesses to his parents what happened, they needed to find out why he wanted to go home. And so I'm curious if my dad explained in full detail what happened or if they just pretended like, oh, he just got scared.
So this is a good example of a thing that like it makes sense to get ahead of, because out of context, it starts to sound weird.
Yeah.
But like if you were there, you just like get that it's funny.
Out of context, it's very weird.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
Like, why did Ryan do that to our son?
Yeah.
Why did he put a picture of a man?
Who's
and
a pedophile.
that man's a pedophile, and he was
a local pedophile.
Why would he do that?
Oh.
Why did Ryan do that?
You mean the guy that's on the national news? He made national news.
Which, by
the
the
guy
way,
that just got arrested?
Yeah, right. Why would he do that? So, dude, like, yeah, it's important to have the context that you were intending to like prank your cousins, even if they don't think it's funny. Like, it's still helpful. So, hopefully,
Yeah.
you should ask your dad if you ever told him about it.
I will ask my dad.
You should ask him.
I will. I'll get back to you guys next week if you're interested. If
Put
you're
this to
disgusted
rest.
with me,
Don't forget.
I was 12. When something terrible happens, that's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Well, dude, Twitter is funny because like there's no censorship on Twitter. And I know our people. I think people are actually calling it X now. I'm not like prepared to start doing that.
My brain is starting to
Your brain is starting to think of it as X.
Command F Twitter
Twitter
and
is
replacing it
just
with X.
Crazy. Twitter is just it's such a good. Everything about it was great. Great logo, great sound. Anyway, that's my opinion at least. But sometimes you'll see, I don't know how, like you'll see like weird arrest things or fights. I saw this one thing. It's like, this is not funny at all. Also trigger warning, but the video itself is like, it's like kind of hilarious.
The absurdity of it just stumbling upon your feed makes it funny.
That too, but this video, so they basically catch this guy who's like in a car with like a younger boy who's probably a teenager or something. He's wearing like, he may not even have a shirt on, or he's in his underwear and like a tank top. And he gets out of the car and the cops are questioning him. And the questioning is just so preposterous. They're like, what are you up to out here? He's like, oh, no, we're just hanging out. He's like, oh yeah, you're just hanging out. He's like, who's that guy in there? Who's that? He's like, oh, he da-da-da. You know, he explains, I think he was like some kind of community guy. And he's like, oh, like he's like 16 or something. And they're like, oh, you're just out here with a 16-year-old boy in your underwear. Like, isn't that weird? And he's like, no, yeah, like, but we were just hot. So we like,
I saw that.
You've seen this?
I've seen this. Well, I didn't. Yeah, once you said that, I remember. I
he's
was
like, oh,
what?
you're just hot, right?
What?
He's like, so you're hot. So you're like out here sort of like, you know, in a dark area with a you know, an underage boy, and you're like a grown man. Like you get why this looks weird, right? And he's like, no, totally. He's like, I completely understand why it looks weird, but yeah, we weren't doing anything. He goes, got it. He goes, look, just come clean. Like what were you guys doing in there? Just be honest, okay? Because like, and the guy goes, okay, fine. We were jerking each other off. And then the next thing you hear is, put your hands behind your back. Is this too fucked up? This might be like,
no, I mean,
this is kind of fucked up.
I bet a lot of people have seen that. I don't think so.
We might have to cut that.
It's insane.
Yeah. And you know, I'm not trying to, this stuff is obviously really fucked up, but, it is interesting the way that like the cops can like get you to just fucking snitch on yourself.
Yeah.
But hopefully that guy is no longer running around the town in his underwear with boys.
I don't know. There's this video that constantly pops up where this girl, she's in college and she was driving drunk and she killed somebody and she kept just barking at the cop like, I have class tomorrow. Oh,
I think I saw that.
It's like a 5-parter and the cop is just trying to instill into her mind that she killed somebody. They're like, you're not getting it. You killed somebody. And she's so drunk and she's just like, yeah, but like I have an exam tomorrow. And just I don't know what that does to our brain when we see all of that.
I'll tell you what it does to mine. It makes me think that I'm going to be a helicopter parent who doesn't let my kids do anything.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let them go to sleepovers. I'm not going to let them do shit. And they're going to hate me and it's going to suck. Because there's just fear. Like you don't want to like let your kids down. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to protect them. And like, if there's some fucking weirdo, who everybody likes, like it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You got to like really try your best to just like sniff out situations. And like, you can't just like trust strangers at the end of the day with your kids, dude. You can't trust anyone with your kids.
Yeah.
Maybe family. I know that even fucking family sometimes are the ones who are like, but like, how do you get your kids to communicate with you? And like, because even in that movie we were just watching, you know what I mean? Like you're really afraid of the person who like did shit to you and you feel bad about yourself. And there's all this like fucked up shit about being a victim where like you might not want to talk about it, or you might not want anybody to know. It's so complicated. So like, how do you get your kids to be like, hey, look, you can tell me anything, if anybody, but like, that's not enough. Sometimes there's nothing you can do.
I don't know. It worries me, like my kids being exposed to the internet and like all those, I know keep falling back on pedophiles, and it is sensitive stuff, but all the videos that stumble upon my X feed of just like pedophiles getting baited, to catch a predator styled, and then they beat them up, and that's its own. I don't know about that. I think it's just people that want to beat people up, and they just have this loophole so they can. But it's good that these people are getting caught, obviously. But seeing those videos, just you see the statistics. I don't know what it is, but it's like X amount of kids. You see that stat, and you're like, damn, that's a lot of people. But then you see all these videos with real people getting caught doing it, and they look like any kind of person. And then it just makes you think that literally like it's happening way more than you think. Because if you don't see the pictures, you don't know the towns, you just know the stat, it's out of sight, out of mind. Couldn't happen to my town until you see somebody in your Walmart or at a motel on the highway that you drive by. When I was living in Weehawken, I ended up seeing a video of somebody getting caught at a motel on my drive towards my apartment, right on the highway. It's everywhere.
What do you mean? You just saw it?
Like no, not in real. No, I was watching a video, and then they're following this guy around. I'm like, oh shit, I know that McDonald's.
Oh, right.
It's everywhere. So it's just I don't know. Those videos, they're tough to watch, but just the amount that they come into your feed and how many different ones there are, just like it kind of makes it more real.
The moment where like the person who's like being tricked, watching them like react makes me extremely uncomfortable. Yeah. Like whatever they do. Like, so usually they just like turn around and like, they like don't know what to do. It's so dark, dude. Yeah. But to your point about like the guys in these videos, they all like look so different. All ages, sizes, races, like it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? There's like weirdos out there everywhere. So I don't know if you heard this story, but to your point about the way that it's like all different types of people in these videos, did you hear about that thing that happened in France?
Okay, a little more than that.
Okay, but so you wouldn't need a little more than that if you knew what I was talking about. So
it's that big?
Yes. So this guy got caught recently. They found a bunch of videos where this guy was drugging his wife and then like basically putting out ads online that anybody could come like have sex with her while she was passed out. For like a decade was doing this. They found, I forget how they found the videos. I think they caught him like filming someone like in a department store and reported it and turned into searching his house, and they found all these videos. And there's like 70 people on trial, dude, because they're in the videos. And a lot of these guys, and to your point, like that line of people, most of them are like good dudes in their lives, like have good reputations. Like it's super surprising, but like nobody is spared. It's like all ages, all different types of people, all different walks of life. And like, there's a line like outside of the courtroom because of how many people are on trial. Mm-hmm. And I guess what some of these guys are saying is that like, he told them that this was like her fetish and that like, she knew what was happening, which I wonder if some of the people actually believe that or not, but like still, dude, it's just like really fucked up shit. So just gotta keep your eyes open, folks.
That's a lot of people, 70 people.
A lot of people, dude.
Even if it's 20, like that's just people you walk by.
It's your fucking wife, dude. And she was like 60, she's like 70 years old now, dude. What the fuck? That's really. What the fuck?
There's a lot there. There's no word that can describe how bad that is.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know. Anyway, super fucked. Maybe we can move on. Yeah. I like your hat.
Thank you. I like your hat too.
Thank you. Well, what were you? Oh, actually, sorry. I have another thing about this. Sorry, before we move on.
Sorry, guys.
This isn't bad though. Apparently somebody that I know saw this on the train yesterday and I thought this was just crazy. Somebody saw a guy taking pictures of people and she's like, "You're taking pictures of me, aren't you?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Give me your phone." Takes his phone, like opens to the deleted and is like, "Look, he was taking pictures of you and he was taking pictures of you." Then took his phone and chucked it off the train, and he like ran after the phone, and like that was it. Like somebody saw that yesterday happen. I'm like, never seen anything like that.
It happens. Yeah. I saw it last year when I was leaving. Or a couple years ago now.
I remember.
It happens. Call those people out. They're not going to hurt you. And then it just cuts to just like the lawyer like clicking on that,
Yeah.
and then it's like he said that nothing was gonna happen to me in the courtroom.
Well, dude, I was standing on the train yesterday, and I was actually like messing around on my phone, and I had my like noise canceling on. And I see a guy sitting there going, and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Are you recording me right now?" And I'm like, "No, dude, I swear to God." I like turned around and showed him my phone. I was like playing a game or something, or like fucking looking around and shit. And he goes, "All right." He goes, "All right. Just wanted to make sure." He goes, he goes, "I'm an actor." He goes, I'm in stuff." I'm like, "Oh yeah, are you?" He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm in a Marvel movie." He goes, "Do you recognize me?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, yeah, I'm in it. He goes, "I have a goatee, but I don't in the movies. Like I look a lot different." Like it's crazy. He's like, he said the movie, I don't remember. And I was like, and I wish I remember because I actually would have liked to check. But like, insane that like me filming him turns into like him accusing me of like being a paparazzi.
Being a fan.
Yeah.
What a turkey.
Dude, I was not filming you. I don't know who you are, and you're potentially crazy.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that story sticks with me a little bit because when I'm at the gym, in between sets, I'm chronically looking at my phone. And when I'm walking from station to station, I'm chronically looking at my phone. And then whenever I go to put my phone in my pocket, I'm always nervous that as I'm in the process of putting my phone in the pocket, to anybody that's around me, it may look like I'm trying to sneak a picture of anybody.
Oh, yeah.
And I always try to really look like I'm intentionally putting my phone in my pocket. I'm like overcompensating to really instill the idea to people, that guy's putting his phone in his pocket and he's not taking an upskirt picture of me or a picture of my butt or balls. And
we hate misunderstandings.
yeah. And I wonder in doing that, it makes it look like I am a nervous person trying to take pictures of people.
Right.
But I'm just always, I don't know if I'm excited for the day, but I'm ready for the day when someone says, "Are you taking pictures of me?" And just me to be like, "Nope. Look at all these. Look at all these pictures of not you or anybody at the gym."
Exactly.
Yeah, I think about that a lot.
You got to do what you got to do, man. You just really do. Dude, so this is funny. Well, I got a couple things. So first of all, I need to get a wedding ring, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm not like thrilled about the idea of wedding rings in general. Like I don't personally love how they look. Hill Dog is saying that she thinks it's like really attractive, like a guy wearing a wedding ring. I think that may just be a thing that all women have gotten together and conspired to be like, let's just tell our guys that it's hot to wear one, so they wear it. I'm gonna wear it, but like I'm most suspicious of all of this. But so she's like, "Can you like just go get your ring size?" I have no idea what my ring size is. And I was traveling, and then like so it just like took longer than it needed to. But finally, I was home. I went to get my ring size, and I'm going to all these jewelry stores, and none of them are open. Well, FYI, apparently jewelry stores don't open until like noon, most of them, at least in my neighborhood. So I go to like 4 or 5 different ones. They're not open. I could have just Googled it, but I just figured one of them would be open. As I'm walking home, the first one I tried that's close to my house, the guy was walking in, and I was like, "Hey," I was like, "Do you have like, are you guys open yet?" He's like, "No, not yet." But like, why? Like, he's like, "Come back in an hour." But like, "What do you need?" I was like, "Oh, I just need to like figure out my ring size." He goes, "Okay." He goes, "I have a thing for that." He goes, "We'll figure it out, but you're a 9. But come back still and we'll make sure." I'm like, "Okay." I go back in, try it on. I'm a 9.
Wow.
These fucking guys are good, dude.
They know.
He just took a quick glance at my hand, looked at my body, was like, "You're a 9. I'm like, "You calling me fat, dude?"
I wonder if they have like X-ray vision eyes. They can like assess the body like that.
Crazy.
I wonder if they could tell how big your penis is. Seriously. You know how they say like your feet isn't your foot size some sort of correlation to the size of your...
They say if you have big hooves that you probably have a big pecker too.
Probably. I wonder whether they could mythbuster that.
Yeah.
Confirm or deny. I'd love to see them guess the size of... I'd love to see them guess the size of cocks.
I'm like, he's like, "All right, hard or soft?" I'm like, "All right, well, it depends. Soft, there's too much of a range, so we got to go hard here." So, dude, I had like such a like Curb Your Enthusiasm moment happen. So a pretty good friend of mine, who I do a lot of work with, he's been super generous to me with his time, and we've collabed on a bunch of stuff. And I like this guy a lot, and I like his fiance a lot. Like I like them a lot. I consider them friends, and I want them to know that. So anyway, I got their wedding invite in the summer at some point. It was an email. For whatever reason, I just convinced myself that it was like a save the date and not the actual invitation, because I just figured there'd be a physical invitation. But I know that not all people do that. So anyway, I RSVP'd yes to the wedding. And that was it. That was the last I heard of it. Time goes by. This is like July probably. So time goes by. The week before I'm supposed to go to Seattle, I get a notification about the wedding. That was that weekend. That was that coming weekend, dude. And it was like, looking forward to seeing everybody. And along the time, they've been asking me questions, like, because Hillary, has a nut allergy. They asked about that. They've asked a couple questions, and I was like, oh, like, I wonder when I'm going to get that invite. I like completely forgot that I had already RSVP'd. I must have just like quickly done it and like moved on. I don't even know if I like locked in the date with Hillary. So the week of the wedding comes, and I'm not going to be here. Like, I have shows in Seattle that I just can't cancel the show last minute, so I can't go to the wedding. So, in that situation, if you can't go to somebody's wedding, you have to call them. Like, that's how it works. You can't text that. You got to make the call. So I call and I explain. I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. I was like, this is not a reflection of like how I feel about you guys. Like, I really like appreciate your friendship. Like, I consider you guys close friends. I'm really sorry that I fucked this up. And he's like, oh, dude, it's fine. Like, whatever. But I just felt like awkward. And this guy's like kind of a monotone guy. Like, he's not going to like give you much in his voice range. So like, I couldn't tell if he was like hurt or like felt slighted. We then sent a bottle of alcohol, and we also were like forthcoming with the gift. They were also forthcoming with our gift. So like, I'm hoping, and like sent a nice note, whatever, hoping that it's all good. Right. But like, there's no correspondence after that. Like, nobody texts saying, oh, it's a bummer, but whatever. I sent a text. I think he hearted it or said, oh, it's all good, dude. And I just felt so fucking bad about it, dude. So I went to bed that night, like having like day terrors about it. I wake up, I'm still not feeling good about it. And he texts me and he goes, hey dude, what's up? He goes, do you have a sec? And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, and I go, what's up? And he goes, it would be better if we could like talk on the phone. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Is he going to be like, dude, like, da, da, da. So anyway, dude, he calls me. He's like, hey dude, what's up? He's like, real quick. He goes, I was talking to his fiance, and she goes, oh, like, well, at least that makes it better that I can't make it to theirs. And he goes, oh, fuck. He goes, I forgot to put that she couldn't make it. So they had RSVP'd to ours and she can't make it. And we RSVP'd to theirs and we can't make it. So then it kind of like canceled out.
They can't make it to your wedding?
He's coming, but she can't make it. But I didn't know that until that conversation started happening.
Does that net out?
No, but it's very close to netting out. And I definitely felt better about it. We had a laugh. I realized it wasn't a big deal. And he's like, dude, I had to call you because otherwise it was going to seem like it was a tit for tat thing. Like we were like getting revenge on you or something. Yeah. And we just both laughed. And I think the moral of the story is the men should not be the ones handling this.
I think
historically, like he and I were the two people handling the RSVPs and we both fucked it up.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I fucked up some RSVPs lately too.
Dude.
With some friends party stuff.
I have a whole system in place to not fuck up. Like I'll even put a calendar reminder like before to remind me of the calendar reminder later. Cause I don't always look at my calendar. I don't use it like a traditional calendar. It's more of like a to-do list. I also have everybody's birthday recurring. Like I try to be really good about this stuff to just be like a reasonable, thoughtful guy. And I fucked up and I just felt really bad about it. And Hillary was like, I was telling her about it. She goes, oh my gosh, she goes, this makes me so uncomfortable. I'm like, fuck, yeah. I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So anyway, live to tell the tale. I thought that was a good little sprinkle.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
You've been fucking up some RSVPs too?
Yeah, but just it's more so just not writing them down on the calendar.
Mm-hmm. And for what kind of shit?
Like two conflicting birthday parties. That we both were like, yes, we'll be there.
Actually, NVM.
Never mind. I don't even know what we're gonna do about those, but there's not much to talk about there.
Won't be there.
Not much to talk about there. Let's go back to that that dirty talk. I don't know if we can keep that. I wanted to just mention to you that I opened up trigger warning Twitter, and I think the first 27 years of my life, I've never seen a video of somebody getting eaten by a shark.
Oh shit.
And in my 28th year, as of yesterday, I have now seen 3 different videos of 3 different people getting eaten by a shark.
Is it terrible? Is it like a great white?
Maybe.
Those are like,
they're filmed on an iPhone.
Jesus. And are they people that are trying to like save the person?
They're out. No, they're like, there's nothing you can do. There are people that are trying to swim to shore. And the most recent one that I saw was the most, actually, they're all terrible and terrifying.
Do you know where they're happening?
The first one that I saw took place in Egypt.
Jesus.
The other one I don't remember. The one that I saw yesterday, I don't remember where that one took place. But you see the guy, and it must have been shot on an iPhone 16. Great megapixels on this phone. No. You can see the guy's face.
Is this thing happening?
He's doggy paddling. People are screaming and panicking. Get out! Get out! That can't help. That can't help. You're about to get eaten by a shark, and everyone's just screaming, "Get out! Get out! You're about to die. Get out!"
And it's like in shallow-ish water.
He's probably like 60 feet out there, and the shark is right there, and the guy's swimming, and he gets dragged down, and then he comes back up. And he's doing this. He's doing this.
Oh no!
And he comes back up. He goes down one last time. He never comes back up because the shark. God. You can see the shark.
Oh my god!
And so I've seen that video. I've seen that 3 times now.
Oh my god, dude!
And it's just crazy. You see the stat. You don't think it's real until you see the video.
What do you mean the stat? Like of
the
how
stats?
few?
The stats of people that the amount of pedophiles out there, the amount of people get eaten by sharks. Yeah, right.
But the shark stats are usually like defending sharks. It's like barely anyone ever gets eaten by sharks, is what people try to say.
Yeah.
You're here to tell us that that's not the case.
Well, just like when someone says someone got eaten by a shark, you're like, wow, that's scary, but that would never happen to me. And then it happened to 3 people in the last year at least.
Oof.
But in my mind, it's never happened to anybody because I never saw it over the last 27 years because I never saw a video to prove that it's real.
Right.
The same way that in a home invasion, they would never kill the kids. They could never kill the kids.
Jesus.
But I don't know what that stat is, but that happens.
Jesus, bro.
So,
Jesus.
But the shark, let's focus on the sharks.
Yeah, you gotta be careful out
there. Sharks in the water.
Careful out there.
Not a big open body of water guy now.
I swim in the ocean, but I don't like go out. I just like I dunk and I get out. I don't like getting beaten up by the water.
Yeah.
I got some good stories about my Olympic National Park trip, which we're going to save for next episode, but this is there's some relevance, but no shark eating. Just not to spoil it.
Yeah. One more thing. I hate when people insist that I should join them for a trip to the ocean. Oh, come on, get up, come to the water. I'm comfortable. We can cut that.
No, we can keep it. You can keep it.
I just was thinking about.
You're not going in?
You're not. Come on,
you
got the water.
It's so refreshing.
I'm like, I can't leave this umbrellaed tent that we built because I will die if I don't bring my SPF shirt. God forbid.
Yeah, you need that fucking SPF shirt, pal.
Yeah.
You need that SPF shirt.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, guys, thanks for listening. You never know what we're going to get into on the show when we start chatting it up.
Good up, though.
Come see us live. Me, December 13th, New York Comedy Club, Stamford, Connecticut. My last show of the year. Should be a great one. Lynch will be there. Lynch has some shows coming up too.
Yeah, I'm excited for December. This Thursday, Jersey City. This Friday, 2 shows in New York. All info and tickets on my Instagram. Love to see you guys.
Yeah, get in there. Ryan's really polite. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna really try to make a push to put out some more stuff in the new year. I just put out like a short one about the Buddhas of Bamiyan in Afghanistan, which is a fun little watch. And I'm gonna do my best to try to be consistent with putting out different kinds of stuff. Maybe some tour vlogs, maybe some national park stuff, some of my kind of like vintage international travel stuff. I'm gonna try to figure out a way to bang out a bunch of shit in the new year. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And oopspodcast@gmail.com for your questions and all that shit.
Which we have them comment.
Comment. I don't even know.
Should the people that emailed in get reprimanded for stealing the chocolates?
Yes.
And how could they dig themselves out of that hole if you think there's a better way to go about it than what we presented?
Yes, very good.
Yeah.
Catch you next time.
Bye.